So I want to chop this off, all of this back, which was basically to hold up the back part of the seat. This is where the rear suspension attaches, and I think I'm going to cut it off as close to that bolt as I can. Just try and come up like this, maybe round it up a little bit. Cut it off here so that that comes off, and the same on this side. And we'll pull this whole piece right off. And I don't know that I'm going to have to make another brace across, because this one's pretty close to right to it. So this is only, we'll see how much flex there is in that once I get this piece off. Let's work on that. I should have started with the bigger one. Go right through. Just like that. Here we go. And that piece, I don't think we'll need this to be braced. There's a brace right there. So I was cleaning out all of this stuff as well, and I think I'm going to take off this helmet lock. I know they're pretty useful when you need them, but on a bobber, we want it as slim as possible. So let's grind that right off too, and then we'll clean up these bits in the end here. See what we have to do to fix that. I may have to cap that. Here we go. Yeah, I'm liking the way this is looking so far. This back end is nice and open. We'll probably take this and try and mount it in here somehow. Might have to go inside here, and we'll have to, of course, make some kind of mounting system on there, but keep it nice and short like this. And it looks, it's starting to look really good. So just taking some stuff apart on here, got the tank off. There's a little bit of rust inside the tank. I'm gonna have to see how big a deal that is. Maybe get a new tank. Maybe it's not that big a deal. Draining the oil, not too bad. I think they maintained it pretty good. You know, just taking pieces off and seeing where it gets to. Gonna have to get this whole wire harness out of here, take the engine out, and then I can refinish the frame. But one part at a time, probably get a few pieces off, call it a weekend. Alright, just so when I'm putting this back together, this wire goes into the stator. I've got it marked stator, and the blue plugs into the blue, the white plugs into the white. I've marked this S2 and this one S1. Now, important to note, this black wire with the little red ring plugs into a red wire on the other side, on the other part on the harness. And then these go in here, and then that mounts right up here underneath a boot, or underneath a cover that covers it up. On the other side, the ground wire goes from the battery and it grounds right here, right behind where the clutch attaches, right here. This is the main wire that goes to the starter. Now it kind of goes and fishes underneath here and all the way underneath the engine. Don't know if you can see it right here. Fishes under here and around underneath here and through and under and attaches right here on the top of the starter. So we'll take that all off once I get some more pieces off. But the bike is looking pretty well taken apart. It's pretty stripped down, and I'll see if I can get that engine sandblasted to clean it up. I also need to weld something over top of here to keep that cleaned up a little bit. Excellent. Well, I've been thinking about it, and I think I don't want to mount the fender up here. I want to mount it down here closer to the tire, and that means anchoring it here to the spring arm so that it moves as the tire moves. As the tire goes up and down, so does the fender. I think that'll get the back end lower. I have to have a certain clearance over top of the tire. Now, the other thing that I have an issue with is it's going to restrict how far up I can go. So these little knobs have to be out enough to clear that, and then I'll have to cut this part off of the fender, which is hidden underneath. I'll retain this look, but then I got to figure out what I'm going to do with these holes. Either I have to fill them or cover them up with something. We'll have to do some research and see if I can find a bracket that will hold that, and if that's going to be enough to hold it, or if I might have to also have an anchor here. Keep in mind that the shock is going to be right in the way. So I'm running out of room to do that idea. And I may have to go up here. Make it nice and short. Cut this off and just bolt it in up here. We'll see. I haven't decided yet.